They are God. I am not an I. I am a black commons. I'm writing my new tattoo out on bus station glass. Making tattoos all afternoon, trying to talk myself into seeing the decade through. I must really be the devil's scrub man, staring at an empty bus that I imagine in fact carries paintings of people. And the man drunk behind the wheel has to choose between a black and white toddler after school in America on a California street that doesn't need a name nor California. Nobody on the street has a job, and therefore no one is there. I colored my oppressor's gun and dance floor form in the same day. The joke began. The walker on the bus seats is fine by me as long as I get to the front. The joke concluded. and Tuesday is rotten soup or downhill entertainment or commotion in the ashtray, the day that jail quotas get filled or the day that the planet plays flat. And maybe the capitalist set stadium seats on fire and calls it economic progress. Communist has plenty of time to finish his cigarette and lie to his boss. A killer lying down in front of a tank. I have a small statue built in my chest and also an anchor upside down in the air. Worried about the walls, I forgot that the ceiling was closing in on me too. That's my take on my alcoholism. I'm hunched over a meal I ate 5 years ago. That is my take on the look on my face. Cursed God a little, took another step up the staircase, and for a second forgot all occupants of the world, beginning with this house, an action hero of one street proportion. Rap music is the way to count blessings. The 80s were better than this fiction. I have a piece of fence meshed through my skull. I will be half-eaten my entire life, always walking beside myself with a gun to my head and another one pointed at passers-by. It's half of me or all of you walking in and out of myself, but I'm always happy to see you with a miraculous route you took through my threat. Honest pay, knife in my arm. Honest pain, my chest, a broken lock on the mind. Tell you too, I forget what my hands look like, what I did with them, or what kind of third eye the handcuffs cut into my wrist. A tour guide through your robbery, I also am. Cigarette saying, look what I did about your silence. Ransom water and box spring gold, this decade is only for accent grooming, I guess. Ransom water and box spring gold, the corner store must die. War games, I guess, all these tongues run this junk. The start of mass destruction begins and ends in restaurant bathrooms that some people use and other people clean. You telling me it's a rag in the sky? Waiting for you, yes. We've written the scene, we set a stage. You know, we should have fit in warehouse jobs for communists, but now more corridor and hallway have walked into our lives. Now the whistling is less playful and the barbed wire overcrowded too, my dear. If it is not a city, it is a prison. If it has a prison, it is a prison, not a city. You know, when a courtyard talks on behalf of military issue, all walks take place outside of the body. Dear life to your left, a medieval painting to your right. And now this really makes an impression. Crop people living in thin air. You have 5 minutes to learn how to see through this breeze. When a mask goes sideways, barbed wire becomes the floor. Barbed wire becomes the roof. 40 feet into the sky becomes out of bounds. And when a mask breaks in half, mind which way the eyes go. You know they killed the world for the sake of giving everyone the same backstory. We watching Gary Indiana fight itself into the sky. Old pennies for wind, for that wind feeling you get before the hood goes up and over your headache. Pennies that stick together, mocking all aspirations. Stuck Together Pennies was the first newspaper I ever read, along with the storefront dwelling army that always lets us down. Where the Holy Spirit favors the background, souls in a situation that offer 100 ways to remain a loser. Souls watching the clock, hoping their eyes don't lie to sad people. What are we talking about again? The narrator asked the graveyard. 10 minutes flat, said the graveyard. The funeral only took 10 minutes. Man, never tell that to anyone again. You just gonna pin the 90s on me, all 30 years of them. Then why should I know the difference between sleep and satire? The pyramid of corner stores fell on our heads. We died right away. That building wants to climb up and jump off another building. These are downtown decisions. Somewhere on this planet, it's August 7th, that we running down the rest, thinking one more needs to come with me. Man, what evaporated on Earth so that we could be sent back down? The conductor of minds in the citywide symphony, waving souls to sing, he also is. I'm off to make a church bell out of a bank window. And kitchens meant one to the masses back in the day, and before that, we had no enemy. And somewhere in America, the prison bus is running on time. You're going to lose your job for the revolution hits. Somewhere I won't be home for breakfast. Everyone out here now knows my name, and I won't be turned against for at least 4 months. The cop in the picket line is a hard-working rookie. The sign in my hands is getting more and more laughs. It says the picket line got cops in it. I can take care of those windows for you if you want, but someone else got to go inside your gas tank. It's clear to me that rich people had talked too much this year. And once you go ahead and throw down that marble park bench everyone's looking up at, get the Romans out of your mind. And maybe a good night's sleep would have changed the last 20 years of my life, playing the instruments like punching the wall. And what would you have me do? Replace the population? Give brotherhood back to the winter? Stop smoking cigarettes with the barely dead? They listen in on the Sabbath. Police called the police on me. There was a white candlestick beneath my detention. I ruined the soup again, thought the judge as he took off his pilgrim robe behind the white people's door at Edmore. I didn't get lucky, I got what was coming to me, he told. Say, fight me back, the man said. Of course, to himself, washing windows with a will to live, tin can on his left shoulder, enjoying the bright brand new light with all party goers, both supernatural and supernaturally down there. What is this elevator, traveling side to side? Like 1,000 bitter Polaroid pictures that you actually try to eat. All the furniture on this street nailed to the cement. Cheap furniture, but we have commitment. This morning, an essay opens a conversation between enemies. Why? Because you control every grain of processed sugar between here and the poor man's border. Because in the tin can on my left shoulder, I can hear the engines of deindustrialization. Man, you should get in a painting, tell lies more deeply. And this month, I'm rooting for the traitor. Carting cement to my pillow, here we will build. I'm high again, not talking much. And once you climb up the organ pipe to our apartment floor, I'm high again, calling everything church, singing along to a courtyard, thanks to a horn player's holy pastor. I'm just putting a real jacket on. Talk about a real 5 years. See, keep memories like these in the pocket next to the toll receipt. That man lost a wager with the God of good causes. Stood up for himself a little too late. Maybe too early. I can still see 20 angles of his jaw, zigzagging through the cold world of deindustrialization. There's an art to it. I'll tell my closest friends one day.